fundamental of the universe. From other planes I come. Where ride the horsemen, death shall follow. Chaos reigns forever.
Tin-Man battle plan. I am a can of whoop-ass. Shut your trap. Incoming! The turtle wins the race.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for your final match of the group stages for the International 3 Eastern Qualifiers. We've already sent 3 Chinese teams into the next round, and now, Kevin, we might be sending a 4th. It's going to be Rising Stars versus MiTH.Trust, who just got done taking down Mineski. They will now have to face the Chinese winner bracket finalist who couldn't finish the deal. They dropped down to Vici Gaming. I got to say, I felt they looked beatable. Not invincible by any means. MiTH.Trust looked a little bit stronger today than they did yesterday, but it's going to be a tough battle for them. Yeah, I was really impressed with MiTH.Trust in their last 2 games against Mineski. They really played well. All of their lanes went super fantastic as well. What were the results of them of Rattlesnake versus, or I'm sorry, Rising? I'm sorry, I'm super confused now. Who did Rising Stars play against last? As soon as Lumi heard that Rising Stars was going to play today, he said, "Oh." Fuck. Yeah. He just knew he was going to screw it up. He's infected all of us. It is, in fact, Rising Stars. Rattlesnake, they've already advanced. Okay, so it's all the RS thing. It's all confusing. It's like all the acronyms are the same. It just... Whatever makes us sleep well at night. But they're both really good. That's all that's important. Like there's an R, there's an S. They're Chinese. But in all seriousness, they are somewhat similar in terms of play style. I think Rattlesnake a little bit more sort of experienced and polished. But... with that being said, Rising Stars, they beat MiTH.Trust 2-1 yesterday, so it's going to be a rematch of their first game. MiTH.Trust showed the potential to beat them, and we're actually going to take a quick look at the teams here. You can see, I mean, who do you think is the better team photo? That's always the first thing we want to start with when we're introducing a match. I see a guy giving the thumbs up, so he's confident. Yeah. There's 2 thumbs up, there's 2. You're right. That's equal. It could go both ways. MiTH.Trust is like more level to the ground, though. Rising Stars, they've got like random heads poking out at different heights. Does that count for anything? Their shirts completely match, though. So I mean. They've got some coordination. Obviously, their teamwork should be a little bit higher in their hexagon. We're pretty coordinated ourselves. I think I'm as popped as I can get. Do you want me to? You guys need more tests? I can help you with that after the show. We'll go into that. But guys, the game is actually apparently already underway. So, well, we're gonna skip with the pregame introductions. Our admin Atri not waiting for us. We'll try to introduce the players a bit more if we have some time after Game 1. But Game 1 is already underway. So we'll hand it off to the casters. Merlini, Lumi, take it away. Actually, Atri asked whether we're good to go. I just said, just go, guys. Let's get this shit. You done messed up. Yo, okay. Man, I we just have to have some Dota going on. There's no Pinoy team now. What are you gonna do? I know. Representing. Oh, this is a good shirt. Yeah, no, thank you. There you go. So generally, I was waiting for the question to ask. So David or so Lumi, who do you think who's gonna win the series? And I'll be like, oh wait. Oh, wait. Let's jump in the game, guys. It's MiTH.Trust versus Rising Stars. This is going to be the last game of Group B. Winner moves on. Loser go home. High-stake matchup. Best of 3 series. Rising Star on the Radiant side with a first pick and first ban. Or actually, they're going to have, the first pick and first ban. MiTH.Trust is going to be on the Dire. So far, we see Lone Druid and Shadow Demon being banned out. Meow, MiTH.Trust is going to be banning out the Bat Rider and Lifestealer. So nothing too out of ordinary just yet. Are we going to see something like a Magnus? That's kind of the common pickup here, or are we going to see something else? I don't know. Magnus, Darkseer. It could be our favorite Wisp. Beep, boop, beep. Okay. We'll see. The harmonics was I know. We got to work on our beep, beep, booping. Yeah, we do. Yep. Well, there's the Magnus. No big surprise there. Apparently, Lumi has all of these drafts predicted. And then, let's see, Darkseer Clock, we have seen very popular picks from MiTH.Trust. That is Mutton, Indigo, Tango, Hotel, Trust. What the hell did you just say? It's the NATO alphabet. Okay, all right. And I don't know, I think it fits well into most people's lineup. I didn't expect Clockwork to be so popular. I know he's a top-tier pick, but first 2 every time, we will see. But it looks like it will be Rubik. Rubik Visage. Ooh, Visage is a hero that's been seeing a lot of love lately, and most of the time he just like dominates his triple lane. I believe the correct pronunciation is Visage. Yep. Depending who you ask. Well, LT said it was Visage. I know the actual English word is Visage. We call him Necrolic. I actually should not be correcting anybody's pronunciation. Necrolic. That's old school. Yeah, I like that. We can go Dota one day. Yeah, we could bring it back. We call him Flying Bat. Flying Bat. Or V-Bird, as I'm... V-Bird? Yeah. Because I keep saying Visage the other day. LD's like, just call him V-Bird, because you can't go wrong with that one. But what V-Bird is going to allow the Dire team to do is actually run some sort of offensive tri-lane.
Visage actually one of the most insane hero in terms of beating any type of offensive trialing because the burst damage is so high. He's not exactly particularly too good in terms of challenging a pull and whatnot. And here comes the Nyx Assassin. I feel like this is a very, very smart pickup. Not only Darkseer still left in the pull, and the Nyx Assassin kind of deter against the Nyx pick or deter again a Darkseer pick, simply because Mana Burn is so effective as a way to deal with it. There's a nice, if you want to call it synergy, between Nyx Assassin Mana Burn and Anti-Mage Mana Void, but the most important thing I find is that he's so good against V-Bird. Simply a 1 Mana Burn or 2, Soul Assumption is going to be offline. It's not going to be as threatening as a hero in the middle of team fight, or more importantly, in the early game.
Yeah, to be honest, Nyx Assassin deters a lot of hero picks. Storm Spirit, Queen of Pain even, Skywrath Mage, all the heroes kind of get destroyed by Nyx Assassin. Looks like Rising Stars will turn into Rising Stars today with Anti-Mage number 3. Empower, Battle Fury, farm like a champion.
Yeah, actually, this is a very important pickup, not only for the Rising capability, but also it's one of the more Lakel's known heroes. He has his Anti-Mage, he has his Morphling, and certain selected carry heroes, and this is one of his more preferred ones. So it's a pickup and a ban at the same time, and in the second phase, they could just mostly focus here on the kind of main carries, as they expect Dragon Knight could be going solo mid. I mean, Dragon Knight most likely could go in the safe lane as a 1-row carry as well, but that's not really a role that you see too often.
So we see Alchemist actually banned out, and Dragon Knight was actually taken up over Alchemist, which means I think they probably want to do like less of a farm war, and oftentimes we'll see that, okay, if you want to do safe lane Anti-Mage with a couple babysitters, we'll just do safe lane Alchemist and outfarm you with Grievel's Greed, and we'll just crush you. But looks like they are going a different route, which I like, because that's a less passive route, more aggressive route. Keep it light, and Clockwork banned out by MiTH.Trust, and Gyrocopter Juggernaut Alchemist banned out by Rising Stars Gaming.
Yeah, you make a good point. Generally, Dragon Knight is not as popular as Alchemist as in terms of pick and ban. So I wonder what the mindset behind picking up Dragon Knight early. You do have a very potent stun early on without any kind of charging up shenanigan, especially with the help of Visage, Grave Chills to set you up. So I wonder if these 3 heroes that we see in MiTH.Trust is going to be going offensive trialing, or they're going to be playing defensive trialing and look to knock down a couple early tower with that level 1 dragon form. I feel like MiTH.Trust does have a lot of options in terms of laning, because you know that DK could go in mid, DK could be part of the offensive trialing. But for now, we're going to see a Silencer being picked up. I'm not sure exactly what's about. I feel like this is something that they picked up themselves, so MiTH.Trust don't get their hands on. Because Silencer we've seen multiple times used by IG to counter pick against Anti-Mage, using Global and Last Word to prevent Anti-Mage from escaping in the early game, using Global Silencer to shut down Manus in the mid-game team fights. Silencer's not exactly too good against what MiTH.Trust got so far.
Silencer owns. I love that hero. I'm going to disagree with you, because Silencer is good versus everything.
Fair.
I mean, that global silence is just ridiculous. I mean, if you get a couple man RP, you can't save them at all. You just have a couple heroes just immediately lost. If you get like 2 heroes with RP, it doesn't matter. Team fight will be immediately like 3v5. And even if you BKB, I mean, it's still usually too late. And you can global silence through BKB. That hero is ownage.
Foul hero also doesn't have a stun.
Sun's overrated.
Okay.
And MiTH.Trust apparently does not think so. Sven being their next pickup, and boy do they have a lot of cleave. Sven is actually picked quite often versus Chaos Knight, just because his God Strength and Great Cleave destroys images, and it'll work pretty well versus 3 AM too.
Yeah, this is going to force AM to maybe not go for the standard Battle Fury build. If he does, he's going to be basically avoiding fight. And with a hero that doesn't have a stun, I know you just say stun is overrated, but how are you actually going to stop this kind of face rush kind of force that MiTH.Trust is building towards to? It's Stormhammer, it's Dragon Tail, and these stuns are, once level 6 Dragon Knight is up, there's a lot of cast range. So when you're getting gone upon, Silencer doesn't help you that much. And Global Silence, sure, it's a good way to kind of combo well with Magnus RP, and all. That's all nice and all, but right now they have Brute Force, and I feel like Silencer may be the lamb that might be slayed like a pack of muttons.
Mass 4-staff, dude. They get stunned, just 4-staff them away. We saw some Pinoy teams do that.
Know,
one of your favorites use that to great effect. I have no reason to believe that they can't do that this game too.
Hey, there's a good one. It's going to be a Templar Assassin. I feel like this is a very beautiful pickup, considering the fact that the big hits are going to be coming out fast and hard with things like Soul Assumption, with big Sven Cleaves hits. Refraction will be blocking them just as well. Let's not forget that Traps is so good against these type of kind of right-click lineup without any innate built-in mobility. So I think Templar Assassin a really good pickup.
She's going to be really hard to burst down these heroes with. I mean, Visage has innate passive armor with Gravekeeper's Cloak. Dragon Knight has armor with Dragon's Blood. Sven has armor with his Warcry. I just think that they don't really have that much burst. Sure, they have, I mean, Refraction plus Meld, but really, against these really high armor heroes, maybe an Intelligence hero would have been suited better. But regardless, Templar Assassin, I think exactly what they need. A little bit more and a little bit more early mid-game, just because they do have the anti-mage, so most likely be a 4 protect 1 strategy.
I thought for sure that Rising Star was going to pick it into OD, simply for the fact that pure damage ignores all the armor that you're just mentioning. The intelligence kind of favored them and basically owns any kind of 1v1 mid matchup. I thought for sure they were setting up into that one, but Templar Assassin just as good. And it's going to be a Kling's pickup here, so that's going to give him the silence necessary to pick off Xiao Tuji's anti-mage. Well, what do you think about this one? Doesn't that add necessary any stun in terms of offensive power, but it doesn't feel like they need
He's going to win his lane, though. If he's versus a solo offlane Magnus, Magnus is just going to get destroyed by Klings.
Yeah, it is going to be, it's going to be an offlane Magnus. Era is going to be selecting Templar Assassin, and Era is generally the solo mid player.
What?
Seems like MiTH.Trust is doing a very good job in terms of reading the lanes and trying their best to capitalize it.
How to counter anti-mage pick? Pick 3 late gamers.
Or mid-game Kevin carries, as they could kind of go right from the get-go out of the gates and start picking out people as well. Let's quickly introduce the players from both sides. MiTH.Trust, R5 will be playing Rubik. We have SD playing Visage, TNK handling the Visage, or Visage.
Necrolique.
Necrolique. Why'd you add a French twist to it?
It's like Paul song.
Oh, Lakel is going to be playing Bone Klings. And last but not least, we have Dragon Knight being handled by Abba.
And then on the side of Rising Stars, we have Mofi on the solo offlane Magnus, already with a Stout Shield. I think that's a very good pickup because I think he might get owned up there. We have Air on the TA and middle, already skilling Refraction and having her Bottle Rush build. Xiao Tuji on the farming anti-mage as part of the triple lane, babysat by XDD on the Nyx Assassin and Super on Silencer.
Yeah, this lane is going to be mostly playing as very, very defensive. There's a ton of mana burn in this lane if they really want to go for that route. And what do you think the correct skill build is coming out from these two supports on the Radiant side? Is it going to just standard Impel?
Dude, Curse would own.
Yeah, Curse would own. Unfortunately...
Did he already skill last word?
He
didn't. Okay.
He didn't. So, I just think that Curse is going to be nice, but if you actually look down to what Curse do, it burns, what, 40 mana at level 1? Like,
more than that, dog. Do your math. You're Asian.
I just woke up.
32 mana loss, duration 6 seconds. Actually, 8 times 6. 48, okay, not 40.
Damn.
48 mana. But, I mean, if you use Soul Assumption to try and take it off, 170 mana, that's just way too much.
Hey, it is going to be the Curse and mana burn build, so
yeah.
It's a 1-2 punch in terms of mana drain. Xiao Tuji.
Oh, this looks bad for Rising Stars.
Xiao Tuji not manny enough to go a mana breakpoint, but TNK is coming right in. If they get a Storm Hammer hit on Xiao Tuji before Blink, he is dead. But he's actually looking to bait it out, for example.
He has that Pro Man shield.
A Pro Man shield, did you just say?
Yeah. He's ready for it. He got pulled a couple of regions. It looks like he won't. I mean, he has a lot of survivability. He has Pro Man shield. He has a decent amount of armor, and he'll have spell shield relatively early, I assume. Again, being a passive lane already from Rising Stars, that's usually what you have when you have an anti-mage. But in terms of how lanes are going, I think Lakel's is going to have like just an easy time versus Magnus. Already, we see some harass out from him. No rune spawning for Mofi, unfortunately, and yeah, I'm a little bit worried for him. In terms of the other lanes, mid lane should be relatively, I mean, Tia will have a slight upper edge because of CS for Refraction, but I don't think either hero should die. And bottom, I think edge probably goes to Rising Star just because Silencer is imbalanced.
Well, also the fact that Mana Burn is pretty good against this particular tri-lane with no one really have basically a free spell. So I want to say that the MiTH.Trust lineup has basically a small window opportunity to use all of the mana and go for a first blood. 3-man curse.
48 mana, down to drain, times 3. What a hero.
What a hero indeed. And yeah, Xiao Tuji is going to basically sit pretty, rely on his 3 tango itself as well as that poor man shield. And basically, if you don't make that goal soon, you're going to be out of mana. You can see that right now, XD looking for a good mana burn target.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is they need Magic 6, but you can't pick one up in the first couple of waves. And if you miss your window of opportunity, you don't have enough mana, and you're forced to either leave the lane and go heal or ferry over some clarities. I mean, Silencer's already done his job.
Yeah, he really has. He's just looking for another opportunity to drop a 3-man curse. These passive mana regen is coming through. There's a mana burn TNK. Alright guys, lane is done. Sven have to go back and pop his mana. And there's a mana burn.
3-man curse again. I think MiTH.Trust really needs to do a better job of splitting up, just because the curse range is not actually that big, and they just stand one here on the left side, one here on the right side, and Sven up there farming creeps. But getting hit by 2 3-man curses like 1 minute in, that is not a good start for MiTH.Trust.
So what do you actually do here if you're on this offensive trial lane? Your Sven is out of mana, now your SD or Visage is getting burned out as well, so your offensive capabilities basically shut down. If you're going to be harassing Anti-Mage, he doesn't care. He's got poor Malach here. Another, looks like they have avoided this one. Excuse me. And yeah, what do you do in this trial lane? Do you just dodge and go to the other side of the map and start picking out that Magnus? I don't think they're going to be as effective. They do turn level 2, so getting the second access of Fable and as well as a Grave Shield will be helpful, but it's not going to be useful against an Anti-Mage.
Well, firstly, they need Sven to have Stormbolt. They can't, again, they need to split up. Look at them just clump up all the time. They can get Magic 6, they can also get a Bottle Crow to try and deal with this mana burn spam, but really, you need mana if you want to win this lane. Going aggressive triple, you don't have the benefit of being able to pull, especially if you are on the dire side, and I mean, if Rising Stars just gets leveled under supporters like they're doing now, they've already dewarded and already pulled and killing some mud golems. I mean, things are just looking bad for MiTH.Trust.
Yeah, Xiaotuji's not really getting out harassed in lane. You see that Sven walk into the shop and picked up a magic stick immediately, blowing through that 30. It doesn't feel like a winning kind of strategy, if you will. He's basically going to store magic stick charges and have the best opportunity to make a go. So once Rising Stars survive that inevitable goal, they should be absolutely fine. TNK comes in, gonna get mana burn. Dunzo!
Yeah,
that
looks fun.
Yep.
So in terms of CS for the other lanes, top lane, Lakel's looks to be doing pretty decently, 14-3 versus Mags 9-1, but nothing special there. Only problem is Magnus is almost out of region. However, he will be bottle crowing with that bottle already up in his stash. Looks like Abba has picked up a haste rune in mid, but only to Breath of Fire. Actually, it's called Breathe Fire. More creeps. My friend was making fun of that. I was talking to Frutch. He's like, Breathe Fire, what kind of name is that? And then he was talking about Clink Searing Arrow. He's like, it should be called Shoot Arrow. It's like, that's some good naming there.
Thank you for that 10-second of aside. I do not know how to reply there. As 2 supports now going to be roaming off. It's going to be checking the rune as well here as there were 4 minutes. And anytime that we're not seeing a kill on this offensive trial lane, and it looks like, oh, nice body blocking coming up from against TNK. And Hell's going to hit. They might actually get a kill here. Tango through. There's a magic stick through as well. Looks like an armor buff is going to be used as well. Ooh. They almost got him to the
Super's
staircase.
in trouble.
Yeah, do they have enough mana for a soul assumption? It does, and Super's gonna give up first blood.
Man, Silencer. I
No
thought
stuns,
I was
man.
gonna say what a hero, but
No stuns.
a little bit too aggressive there. Again, they have a passive lane. All they need to do is get Anti-Mage some farm and not die. And going a little bit aggressive, maybe not the best decision there, but Anti-Mage still having a decent time, 11-3, and Sven is 16-7. I think their support should be a little bit higher level, but regardless, that first blood kind of sets Rising Stars back.
Yeah, it's actually pretty big first blood because Sven was going back. He was low HP, low mana. He was out of magic stick charges. And to give away a kill during then, where the 2 support benefited, and now Sven's going to come back at full mana, that's a pretty big deal. And if the supports don't pick it up here on Rising Star, this trial lane, which in my opinion they already won, could kind of go the other way and go it very, very quickly. Back in the mid lane is, again, kind of a wash in terms of CSing back and forth. I'm completely surprised that Abba is able to keep up. Oh, looks like we have a little bit of initiation power here. It's a Storm Hammer, it's a lift, it's a toss. Xiaotuji will blink up, South back up, and that's fine. But here's the thing. You can make a second go here if you're Sven. You pops the Clarity, go back a little bit. You have 2 charges on the Magic Wand. You just got to be careful that you don't get mana burn.
Yeah, and I really just going back to that first blood, they knew that Sven had a magic stick, and they used the curse before it, and he just paused the magic stick and just war cried away. I think that, again, they just need to play a little bit more passively, maybe get at least 1-1-1 up on all their heroes.
And here we go, Stormhammer gonna force out 2G to blink again. That's fine, because they know the mana's gonna be gone anyways.
He's stuck in the trees.
Well, somebody gotta tango him out. These 2 supports like, no guys, free farm time! Anti-Mage ain't here, guys. Not my fault he blinked in. Anti-Mage blinks back out, and we'll be last-hitting away. But yeah, credit to Abba back in the mid lane, because I don't think a DK normally should be able to keep up with the insane magic damage output that a Templar assassin could dish out in this stage of lane. It looks like he's actually pushed out the lane.
He's
very
getting
well.
lucky with the runes, though. He did get a haste rune. It looks like he will pick up the Invis rune, even though TA committed to top lane, so that does help him a lot. And in terms of top lane, looks like Mofi is getting kind of demolished by Lakelz now. Lakelz did get up a soul ring, and with that death back, he is just shooting arrow for massive amounts of damage. 100 plus.
Now we do have Invis, the Dragon Knight coming in. That stun is a mini Beastmaster Roar. And I think with this, they could actually pick off Xiaotuji or whoever else they want to focus. It seems like Xiaotuji is going to be the target. A ton of nukes going to be dropped. Worse than Stormhammer, it lacks the mana. I say a ton of nukes being dropped. There wasn't any. And, well, MiTH.Trust going to miss the opportunity. Maybe Abba should have just waited for another support to pop up. But in any case,
that was super dangerous. I mean, I think that Rising Star should have had a TA trap down here. He has 3 on the map right now, and really there's no reason not to have it. And that gank going almost in the way of MiTH.Trust. Again, they just need to do their best to protect Xiaotuji. It is called a 4 protect 1 strategy for a reason.
I mean, this game, to have somewhat of a decent semi-carry, Templar Assassin could do a lot of heavy lifting. Magnus, if he gets enough items, like a BKB early, he could do some damage output as well. But yeah, it's a 4 protect 1. It's an anti-mage that's meant to carry hard. And look at that build he's forced to really go for. He's going to go for Ring of Regen, an early kind of, I guess, a start to that Triangle Boots. You don't want to go Triangle Boots if you're anti-mage. You want to get to that Ring of Health. You want to go Battle Fury Treads and farm away in the jungle. They have already done a decent job in terms of slowing down Xiaotuji. So I guess with that alone, I want to say trialing is somewhat won by MiTH.Trust. Top lanes is kind of a heavy victory here for the Bone Klings. And mid lane, it's a wash here for Templar Assassin, which I want to call it a win here for MiTH.Trust as well. They're kind of winning all 3 lanes. It's not a big win, but a win nonetheless.
Right, and all their heroes just went back to heal bottom. They're trying to set up some kill potential. But again, Sven's pretty poor too. If you look at his items, all he has is boost and belt of strength. He's falling a little bit behind.
Looks like they'll make a go here on Xiaotuji, lifting up, tossing him back. He does have Blink available. He will blink back to safety. Looks like SC a little bit slow in terms of dropping his spells, and now no HP, lack of mana. It's a very annoying lane to deal with, but here's the thing, there's no offensive capability out of Rising Star. MiTH.Trust could stay here all day and keep trying over and over again. Xiaotuji might survive this lane. He's not getting farmed here, so MiTH.Trust is, again,
He's equal on last of this fan. It's not too bad for them.
yeah, you expect a defensive trialing with the anti-mage, you could get a ton more though, and he's not getting any of it. Also, the Rising Star support isn't getting any pull. They're not getting a mid gank, for example. They're just not doing anything, which is not exactly where you want to be when you have this defensive trialing. You generally want a lot more out of it. Looks like they're wrapping around for a kill. They do impale here on R-Fire. Suns are coming down. Xiaotuji is going to eat a soul assumption to the face, so his blink is on cooldown. 5 seconds, a nuke to the face. Xiaotuji need a tango through. He doesn't have tango. Now they can switch target here against SC. A trap flies through here from a Templar Assassin, and that should be it for the engagement. So, I guess they bought themselves a little bit of farming room for Xiaotuji, but again, lane is not going well for Rising Stars.
Yeah, I'm curious about this Ring of Regen pickup, because he did pick up a Belta's Giant Strength, so it does look like a very early Trez rush instead of a Battle Fury rush, but, I mean, is he going to turn that into Vlad's? Is it just going to be a casual Ring of Regen for the next 25 minutes?
I mean, I don't dislike Vlad's here. You have a ton of damage, physical damage output coming in from MiTH.Trust. It's the Monk Cleans, it's a Dragon Knight, it's a Sven. Maybe having a Vlad's is a really good early kind of item choice. Go Strange Treads, go Vlad's, up your armor, up your survivability.